Hey, what's happening everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm pretty sure I started saying hey before I even pressed the record button, so if it came in like, hey, that's why. Let's move on into the next track here. Breakfast in America, Supertramp, of course, 1978. We're gonna move on into the Logical song. Okay, so really quick, do I know this song? No, I have not heard this original song from Supertramp. However, I have heard a remix. I actually heard it like, I don't know, when I was a teenager. There's a techno version by Scooter, if I remember correctly. And I've heard that, which uses the chord, when I was young, I seen that life was so wonderful. Like it, so I've heard, I'm familiar, I should say, with, you know, how part of it goes, but I haven't actually heard Supertramp's original version, just to throw that out there. So yeah. That's my disclaimer. Let's move on into the track. Of course, we'll talk about it after. I always appreciate you guys joining me here and watching the videos. You may watch this one and be like, not for me. You may watch 100 of them. And then you're like, not for me. Regardless, I appreciate you just stopping by and checking it out. So let's go and listen to the music. We'll talk about it after. Here we go. Did not know there was sax in here. There's a lot of great things about this track, right? But let me just get it off my chest really quick. I love that ending where Hachin is just singing off, right? He's just going off. Great singing in here, by the way. The moment where he just continually elevates and hits that high note, and then the music like you get like a, I don't know, like a whistle or something that just like kind of sparks off there. And then it, like, that's just a fantastic building up and a climax that actually pushes and it explodes into something greater as it moves into the outro here, which the outro is fantastic. When Roger and Helliwell, they're back and forth, they're duet, if you will. No, not a duet. It's a battle. It's this raging against each other, of course, in a musical sense, that sounds so intense and playful at the same time. The way that Hachin is singing, he's kind of not scatting, but like vocalizing. And then John on the saxophone is just kind of playing around, whether it's fast, low notes or whatever he's doing. Like, it's just really fun, that back and forth that's going on there at the end of this track. And what I also enjoy is from the intimacy of the beginning, of the opening of it, where it's just singing and of course the electric piano playing those chords, it grows and grows. But even as we move into the ending, I don't feel like we ever lose that intimacy that we kind of had in the beginning with the instruments. Because as the song moves into its verse and its chorus, it kind of always comes back and pulls back down to that bit of restraint, which I think is really, really well done from a compositional point of view. Everything in here sounds wonderful. Obviously, like I said, I am familiar with like the techno version, so there's a certain bit of nostalgia that pulls at me, but even without bias, this is a completely sensational track. Everyone is on fire here. The percussion is very, very well done here, from cowbell to, like I said, I think there was a whistle at that one point, or there's shakers. There's a lot of other things going on. The second verse, we add the organ, which just, of course, lifts and builds. I mean, what else do you want me to say about this thing? This is a great track. When I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful, a miracle. It was beautiful, magical. All the birds in the trees. Well, why am I speaking like that? I'm speaking like someone. I'm speaking like, what's the guy from The Matrix? Not Mr. Anderson. You know what I'm talking about? Agent Smith. Why am I talking like... All right, so I'm so sorry. But then they sent me away to teach me how to be sensible, logical, responsible, practical. And then they showed me a world where I could be so dependable, clinical, intellectual, cynical. So it's almost this loss of childlike innocence. It's this loss of, you know, when you're a child or when you're younger, you look at everything and everything's magical and enchanting. There's a mystery to it. Then they send you to school and then, you know, not necessarily in a bad way, but they kind of give you the facts. They're like, okay, no, this is how life is. This is what you got to learn. And it kind of takes away from that magic. It takes away from that childlike innocence there. There are times when all the world's asleep, the questions run too deep for such a simple man. Won't you please tell me what we've learned? I know it sounds absurd. Please tell me who I am. So almost a questioning of, you know, okay, that's good and all, but what have we really learned? What have we really educated ourselves on as humankind? How have we progressed with this knowledge, etc.? So, I'm sorry. I said, watch what you say, or they'll be calling you a radical, a liberal, a fanatical, a criminal. Won't you sign up your name? We'd like to feel you're acceptable, respectable, presentable, a vegetable. So I like how it starts almost in this positive way in that last part there. I mean, like, you know, we want to feel you're acceptable. We want to help you be accepted into the world, into us. You know, be respectable. That's a good thing. That's a positive word. Be presentable. That's a positive. That's a good word. But then it changes right there. A vegetable. No thought, no action, just do what we say, and that's it. So I like how there's this kind of deceit that's shown in the lyrics as well, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And I like how the first line says, you know, watch what you say. You know, don't step out of line. Don't color outside the box. Don't be too abstract. Compose yourself into... Oh, there's a word I want to use. I can't think of what it is, but like compose yourself into... this sort of contemporary line that we want you in. Fit into this box. Don't think outside the box. They'll call you a radical and this and that. But at night, when all the world's asleep, the questions run so deep. See, like, I like that. At night, when the world's asleep, that's when your mind begins to wander. Like, are you sure, like, about all this? But please tell me who I am, because I was feeling so illogical. Digital. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, it's getting unbelievable. So there's this kind of clashing of ideals between perhaps the dreamer and the realist. But there is a huge Wikipedia article for this particular track. It says it was released as the lead single in 1979. It hit number 7 on the UK and number 6 on the US Hot 100 chart. And it actually does say in 2001, a cover version by Scooter returned the song to the top 10. I gotta be honest, this was in the LimeWire days when I wasn't exactly sure where music was coming from and how I was getting it. But I really thought that the version I listened to was maybe not a very popular version. I was really into electronica music and rave music at that time. I even listened to, is it called GABA? That really fast thing for a little bit. I didn't think that it was a really popular version, but I guess it was. It says that it was written primarily by Roger Hodgson, the lyrics based on his experience of being sent away to boarding school for 10 years. It's a very personal song for him. He had worked on the song during sound checks and completed the lyrics and arrangement 6 months before proposing it to the band. So he really worked on it, got it to where he wanted it to be before actually presenting it to the band saying, hey, this is a song I've been writing. This is what I want to do with it. Let me know what you guys think, of course. He was honored with the Ivor Novello Award for this song, being named the best song both musically and lyrically. Hodgson said on the song that it was born from my questions about what really matters in life. Throughout childhood, we are taught all these ways to be, and yet we are rarely told anything about our true self. We are taught how to function outwardly, but not guided to who we are inwardly. We go from the innocence and wonder of childhood to the confusion of adolescence that often ends in cynicism and disillusionment of adulthood. Man, he has a way with words. I'm just to put that out there. In this song, the burning question that came down to its rawest place was, please tell me who I am. And that's basically what the song is about. I think this eternal question continues to hit such a deep chord in people around the world and why it stays so meaningful. That is great. From the man himself. What more could you ask for? And what more could I ask for except just press that like button as we end the video. Thank you so much for watching the video. I had to sneak it in there. Of course, if you haven't, subscribe. Why not? You're here right now. Press the button. Just do that for me. Of course, you can also support the channel on Patreon for as little as $2 a month. You don't have to. That's the joy of it. But of course, it helps me over here and gets you access to some exclusive content. And that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed the music, which I'm sure you did. Hope you enjoyed myself, which I hope you did. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.